GCF. That's what we've been doing a lot of lately. That's what we were doing in that other problem, 12. If you remember, we were kind of factoring out. Here it's just a number. There's a 2 that goes into everything. So everything is divisible by 2 here. So it's x squared minus 15x plus 36. And now you're down to, you're trying to find two numbers that multiply the 36, but add to minus 15. Okay, so this is the challenge tree. It's like, how do you come up with two numbers that multiply to 36, but add to minus 15? So like, can you think of two numbers that multiply to 36?
Well, 12 and 3.
Okay, I agree. Now, if they're both positive, that gets you to 15. So if they're both negative,
Mm-hmm.
um, so that is the answer. So it becomes x minus 3, x minus 12 equals 0. Things like that.
Okay.
All right, so now you have to set each of these equal to 0. You have to set x minus 3 equal to 0, x minus 12 equal to 0. Could you solve each of these for us, please?
Okay.
And tell me what you come up with.
X equals 3, and x equals 12.
Very good. All right, so let me give you one like this to try.
Okay.
Just going to find one here. My just cannot believe this internet issue. All right, so here's one for you to try. All right, so it's the same thing here, just different letters. We're going to set this equal to 0. You first want to factor out the GCF.
Okay.
How are you doing this one?
Okay. So I got m equals 1, m equals -7.
Okay, so you m equals 1 and -7. So m squared plus 6m minus 7, like that. You factor to m plus 7, m minus 1.
Yeah,
Very good.
that's
Okay, so I would say
-7.
you definitely have that down. Yeah, 1 and -7. Are the answers?
Yeah.
Good, good, really good. So I would say you have that down. So the more difficult one is the last type on the page there. Let me see if I can quickly get to it. So number 13 here, lucky number 13. Not lucky at all in our case. So what's different about this one is that, yeah, there's a 2 in front, but that 2 doesn't go into any of these other numbers. So
Yeah.
this is a what's called a factor by grouping problem.
Your audio went out.
So
Oh, yeah, it's back. It's back.
yeah, yeah, sorry. I do apologize. I can't, no one can tell me what the issue is, and it's on me to fix, but very, very frustrating. Um, so what we're trying to do is we recognize that there's not a 2 in, like 2 doesn't go into everything here.
Hmm.
So it's not like the previous problem. It's kind of a special thing. You take the 2 and you multiply it by -5. 2 times -5 is -10. And then you're looking for two numbers that multiply to -10, but add to -4.
Um,
Can you think of those two numbers? And so if you make a list here of all the possibilities,
mhm.
and there's not that many, do any of these work? Do any of
E
these add to -4?
-4. No.
No. So when we talked last time, I made the comment that quadratic formula is a last resort,
Hmm.
but that is the last resort here. So this one you're going to have to use quadratic formula on. So if you can't factor it, which is the case here, you have quadratic formula,
Hmm.
right? So could you calculate this part of the quadratic formula for us, please? The b squared minus 4ac.
Okay. Wait, what's no A is 2, B is -4, C is -5. Yeah. So that's a 24.
Okay, let's take a look here. So it's -4 squared, -4 times 1 times -5. So it's 16 here plus 20.
Mm,
Does that look right to you?
I mean, yeah.
Okay. I'm asking you because we're just double checking each other here, making sure that's it all. Oh, A is 2. That's the problem. And I was like, why is it this shouldn't, sorry.
Yeah,
So
so I was
it's,
wondering how that happened.
yeah, that, um, frantically trying to figure out my internet. Okay, 56 is the answer. So the formula for the quadratic formula is opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So that's minus a minus 4 plus or minus the square root of 56 over 2 times 2. So when we simplify this, you get 4 plus or minus 4. Now, what I can't remember is if we had been reducing the roots or not. Were we doing that?
We went over it.
We did. Okay. So the square root of 56, you try 2. Let's always start with 2. Does 2 go into 56? Yeah, 2 times 28. Then you try 2 again. Then you try 2 again. And you stop when you get down to prime numbers. So you're totally done here. You stop and you're left with 2 square root of 14. So
Yeah.
that replaces the root 56.
Hey, so with the
All right. So then a little more to do. Yeah, what question?
no
You have to divide each of them by 4. So it becomes 1 plus or minus 1/2 square root of 14 as your final answer.
okay,
All right. Any questions on that?
no
Okay. So there's just so much more to do. Like I would like us to spend more time on that, but to get full coverage, like we really have to move on. But you're the customer. Do you want us to do you want us to um do more factoring quadratic formula, or do you want us to move on to the function evaluation stuff in
onto
14,
the
15?
function and stuff.
Very good. All right, let me grab a snip of the next problem. All right, here we are. So we got two functions here, and number 14, it says to determine f of 3. So you have to start with the given function, and that means you're going to put 3 in for x. 2 times 3 squared plus 3. Order of operations means you do the exponent before you multiply. Exponent before you multiply. So what is 3 to the power of 2?
Six, wait, no, wait, 3 to the power 9,
It is 9, so it's 2 times 9. What is 2 times 9?
18,
Plus 3 is
21.
21. Okay. So let's have you try. Let's have you try. It makes it a little more difficult. So have you try calculate g of -1, please.
The -4.
So inside parentheses is -2. You got a -2 times a -2. What does that become?
Uh, 4.
+4, yeah. So it's easy. It's really easy actually to make those mistakes.
Didn't see the
Let's
2.
have Yeah, let's have you try just one or two more here. So let's have you find f of -2, please.
Okay. I got 6.
2 times -2 squared plus -2. 2 times 4 plus -2, so 8 plus -2 is 6. Very good. All right. So what we're really doing here, and it sometimes like needs to be said in words, is I'm going to rewrite both of these. Is the variables really in parentheses?
Yeah.
And if it's g of x, it's negative, and a little odd, but you just go with it for the moment. So in 15, it says find g of 2a. So what that means is to put whatever's in parentheses in for x. So that's going in for x.
Okay.
All right. So here's how it looks. It's -2 times 2a minus 1. And then maybe there's something to do, maybe there's not. You have to know when to drop parentheses. So you can drop parentheses after you do whatever's on the outside of it, but there's really nothing on the outside of it. Okay. So what that means is like it's not needed. So it's really -2 times 2a minus 1. And then you can distribute the -2 in to both. So this becomes -4a plus 2.
Mm. Is that as simplified as it gets?
That's it.
Mm.
All right. So let's take a look at let's have you start with something pretty basic here. Oops, that's not good. Let me go back to where. All right. So I want you to calculate f of a, f of a, which literally means to put a for x for everything x.
Okay. Uh, we got FA equals A in parentheses 2A plus 1.
Okay, so you factored out an a from both. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, see, these are both correct, but you didn't have to do factoring. Okay, so that makes sense. Could you calculate f of 3a now for us, please? F of 3a, and no factoring.
Is it 18a plus 3?
Uh,
I mean,
okay,
a
so
squared.
yeah, yeah. There's just let me pop it in here. So it becomes 2 times 9a squared, which is 18a squared plus 3a. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. So the next type of problem that you're going to see here is different. And you have to recognize the difference. One is they give you x. The other is to find or calculate x. Okay, and they're different. So in 16, let's look at the language here. So I'm gonna grab a snip of this. So in 16 here, it says find x if f of x equals 5. And what this is saying is that the output is 5. It's not saying that x is 5. It's saying that this part is 5 right there.
Okay.
Okay, so it's saying instead of f of x, right, 5 equals 2x squared plus x. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Like, we're not putting in for x, we're putting it on the other side. Okay. So now this is more like problems 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, so we got to get everything on one side. We're just going to subtract 5 from both sides. 2x squared plus x minus 5 equals 0. There's no GCF, so you can't do that. It's not a equals 1. You'd really like a 1 in front. You could try this grouping thing, this 2 times negative 5, which is negative 10. And then negative 1 and 10, 1 and negative 10, 2, negative 2 and 5, 2 and negative 5. None of those add up to 1. So unfortunately, you're left with, okay, I got a quadratic formula. So A equals 2, B equals 1, C equals minus 5. So could you calculate the B squared minus 4AC for us? This is the most problematic area of students.
Is it 41?
So we got 1 squared minus 4 times 2 times -5, which is 41. Yeah, very good. So that the reason we do that part first, that's the most problematic part. It's minus b plus or minus the square root of 41 all over 2 times 2. And if you're on the test, like if you're not sure whether it reduces or not, you can always just leave it and hope that it works out. Like just say, well, I'll accept the points deduction if you're not sure how to reduce this. This one does not reduce though.
Okay.
All right, so let's try another one here. This is very confusing for most students because you're so used to be given x, but this time I'm going to tell you that g of x equals 8. Okay. So again, I'm not giving you x. You're not given x. You're going to find x. You're going to calculate x. This 8 replaces g of x. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you try solving that for x for us, please?
Okay.
You have a final, was that your final answer? Sorry, I didn't know.
Wait, what?
I didn't know if you were saying you had, I didn't know if you were giving me a final answer or not.
I mean, I'm 5.
5. So let's try this here. So did you write 8 equals -2 x minus 1?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So the the next step here is to divide by -2. That's one option, actually. Is that what you did? Or did you distribute the -2 in?
Yeah, I just distributed it.
Okay, let's do that then. So 8 equals -2x plus 2. Subtract 2 from both sides. It becomes 6. Divide by -2. Where are we different? I think you said a different
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see where I went wrong.
okay.
The -3 equals x.
Yep, x equals -3. Good. All right. So you haven't done this one yet. This will be a good one to see where your understanding is. Number 18 is f of -2 plus g of 7. So you have to figure out what is -2. You got to put that in for x. We might have actually already done that. And then g of 7, you got to put 7 in for x, and then you add the results. Do you want to give that a try, please?
Okay. I got -6.
For the whole thing or just for one? for f of
For the whole
92?
thing. The whole thing.
Okay, so we found earlier that f of -2 was 6, I believe. And then g of 7, -2 times 7 minus 1 is -12. 6 plus -12 is -6. All right, very good. I'm going to suggest we not do 19. It's kind of out of scope for us. It looks like you sent over another page with a test preview.
Yeah.
Um, do you want us to do some of these problems? What would be best to help you?
Try the other
I'm sorry, say that again.
because all the problems I sent you will be on the test. And
The
when
like all these on this other the page that says like use the Pythagorean theorem.
yeah,
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, we'll just do them in order here. Your test is kind of different than some of the other stuff we've been doing. That's okay. All right. So use the Pythagorean theorem with a equals 5, b equals 15. Find the value of c. So you have to start with what with a right triangle here. You have a, b, and c. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. And they're giving you the values of a and b. So you have to put those into the formula here. So it's 5 squared plus 15 squared equals c squared. Would can you tell me what 5 squared is and what 15 squared is, please?
5 squared is 25, 15 squared is 225.
Got it. Which is equal to 250. So this is one of those reducing root problems now. C is the square root of 250. So you start with 2 and get 125. You would normally try 3 next. 3 does not go in. You look at the sum of the digits. 1 plus 2 plus 5 is 8, which is not divisible by 3. So then you go to 5. You find that, okay, 5 and 25 work. And then 5 and 5. So that becomes 5 square root of 2. Sorry, 10. These are left
Mhm.
over. All right. So let's have you try a slightly different one here. Let's say I give you a problem where I tell you that A is 24 and C is 25, and I want you to solve for B. This is a little bit different. I'm asking you to solve for one of the variables on the left side.
Is it 7?
Yes. Yes, B is equal to 7. Very good. All right. So the next grouping of problems are do you still have the midpoint formula and distance formula from before?
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and put them on the screen here. It's obviously your responsibility to memorize them. Uh, All right, so what I'd like you to do for point 8 comma 2, I'm sorry, 8 comma 2, not 8 negative 2. The given point there, actually, let me just snip it in. That way I won't make any mistakes. That given point, let's have you calculate the slope between them. So give me, I'm sorry, not the slope, the midpoint and the distance, please. Midpoint and the distance.
Midpoint and the distance.
Yeah, I want you to use each formula here just to practice doing it one time each, please.
Okay. Wait, so would P be the like the X and would H be the Y?
It's x1 and y1 and x2 and y2. They're just giving you two ordered pairs. So it's
Okay.
good to label them. That way you know where to put them in the formula.
All right.
What are you doing on this one?
Yeah. Okay. I got for midpoint 1 and -1.
Okay, good.
And for distance, I got 2 square root, not square root, yeah, that, and
Yeah,
58.
yeah, yeah, it is a square root. No, that's perfect. That's really good. That demonstrates some understanding there that you can do that fully on your own. Love it. Okay, um, let's try one little equation here, number 8. If you remember in these literal equations, there's no numbers typically, so you just have to like undo stuff to get to the variable. We're trying to get to b.
Okay.
So you undo addition and subtraction before multiplication and division. So on the side with the thing you're solving for, what do you undo first? Do you undo the A or do you undo the C?
You want to do the side was the variable?
Well, the variable we're solving for. Like you're looking at the right-hand side, and you can see there's an A next to the B and a C over here off to the right. I'm trying not to just say the answer. Which do you undo first? The A or the B and why?
You undo the A because we're solving for B.
But you undo addition and subtraction first. One's being
Oh, then
added
the
or
C, the C.
subtracted. That's
C.
right. So you undo that by subtracting C from both sides. Then you can undo the A. So why don't you give that a try?
Would it be C M equals A
You're you're
B?
you're subtracting C. You're subtracting C. Can you combine M and C?
Oh no.
Okay, so you have to just write it. Well, I can't. That's what it is. It's like once I know what it is, then I could subtract, but I don't know. Now what? How do you undo the A in front of the B?
Now you do division, right?
Yes. So tell me the final answer here.
B equals M
Keep going.
MC, no, no, the MC.
What's that operator in between there? We have that operator.
Oh, M minus C
Okay. Anything else?
in A.
Where's the A?
The A is by the B.
Okay, but we're undoing that, right? Like I'm asking you to give me the final answer. Like imagine I'm just grading what goes in the box here. Tell me
B
what goes in the
equals
box.
M minus C.
Okay, that's the same as this line. We have not solved for B. You have to undo this A. How do you undo it? You divide.
By A.
So yeah. What is the final answer? Like you're just dividing by A. Like I'm just asking you to tell me in your own words what's over on here on the left.
Mm.
M minus C over A.
Over A.
Yes.
That's what I was
Now, if you wrote that, that's great. I mean, I know it's not maybe your first language to like speak math, but we're gonna get there. You're gonna be able to do this. Absolutely. All right, we are all out of time for